Hi guys, Forty Prime here, back with another custom review. And today we're looking at the Transformers Shattered Glass Cybertronian Ricochet. So here he is in his alt mode. Before we look at him, let's take a quick look at the paints. So as always, I did use, not only did I use gray actually, I used white surface primer because I needed both. As well as my normal semi-gloss clear coat. It'll focus, thank you. As well as some TS26 pure whites. Some TS16 yellow, and some TS29 semi-gloss black, and then a little bit of semi-gloss black hand paint for one single detail, because everything else I've done for this toy was all spray paint. Like I did use some white to fix some color. Like I did use the black and a little bit of white to fix just some little areas that didn't quite get enough spray paint that are just kind of like minor things, but it wasn't. I mean, if you want to know, it's just this, some X2 white. If you're curious, yeah. But here he is in his car mode, and this is of course a repaint of the Studio Series Gamer Edition Sideswipe, which is also my first Gamer Edition custom. So here we go, first one. But as you can see, this is based on the Bakan Shattered Glass Ricochet, and if I accidentally call him Stepper throughout this, I apologize. I get the two names mixed up all the time. But it is Sideswipe's beautiful red alt mode with a nice white stripe going down the middle into the back, and also these nice little yellow bits in there, which even that was spray paint. A lot of masking happened for this. It was a lot of prep work, but then once I sprayed it, it was just clean up, put together, and it was done. But the one little black hand painted detail was this, because when I put it together, it's still kind of bare right here. I wanted some little detail, so I just picked out a little bit of the grill in black. Yeah, I think that's enough. It gets the picture across. I wanted this to have a bit more of its own identity from Sideswipe, which while I definitely could have done a little bit more, I think this does just enough. Which here is Sideswipe to bring him in. Which, as you can see, they do look, I think, different enough. Like, there's a lot more paint going on for the hood, and there's not like the paint going on to the sides. I think it kind of works to differentiate the alt modes, and of course the yellow on the tires really makes them pop. And then to bring him in, here is my main Ricochet custom from Knockout from a few years back, which I think this is a nice little Cybertronian translation of this. But that is pretty much it for the vehicle mode, so let's go ahead and get him into his robots mode. And here in robot mode, the white on the chest is just so eye-catching to me. It's just a big old blanket of white. I thought about trying to paint some, like maybe some black in here, sort of like how the official Gamer Edition one is, but I really didn't want to risk just messing up the white. But I figure it's just big, it's bold, it works. Of course, you have the Jazz head up here, which I actually got from ID Armed a few months back, so thanks, man. Appreciate it. This custom would probably still have happened, but it would have involved me having to buy a Jazz figure, and I did not want to do that, just for its head. But the visor is yellow, and that is all. I think actually there was like a bit of like silver paint chip on the side. I just kind of pecked at, but I mean that. One thing with the head, getting Sideswipe's old head off is so hard. I almost had to scrap the whole idea because I just couldn't do it. I had to like keep on prying at it, and eventually it finally released. But just jeez, because I think the socket for it is just embedded into the head. There's nothing sticking out really, so it's just it's in there. But other than the head and chest, we do still have the yellow here, which I kind of wish there was more little spots like that. I could have put it on the body. I guess I could have probably just put some on his knees. I think that probably would have been nice. Who knows? Maybe I'll go back and do it at some point. Probably not, but we'll pretend. We'll pretend. I did some black here on the shins and on the fist just to get some black into his deco since he is supposed to have that. Which I know there's still a little bit of the gray in here, but it's all because there's just areas that like painting this whole joint or having to paint this joint, and just didn't really make too much sense to me, so I just left them as is. Which I still think they're fine. I think it looks alright. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, there wasn't, like I said, all of this was pretty much spray paint. Like, I sprayed all this yellow and had to clean up. I sprayed the black, and then a little bit of color correction black I did was mainly just kind of like some areas behind here that just didn't quite, didn't quite hit the spray. And then the fists here, of course, are spray painted black, but they still work just fine. Like, you can still take the gun and weirdly hold it by the tab. Well, you can do the whole Gamer Edition thing still, because this didn't take away this ability. So you can just give him a gun for an arm. Because honestly, I think Sideswipes is probably one of the best looking ones. That's why I didn't paint it, because it's nice having an extra one of those things around. You never know when you're going to need it. And to bring in the comparisons once more, move back just a little bit more. Here he is with Sideswipe himself. And I noticed it just having them in person, and a friend of mine, I think both I saw it, a friend of mine saw it, and even when I posted it to my socials, someone thought I had repainted all the red. I think it's just that bit of white. I think it's like the mix of the white and like the little bits of black. Like, it's just enough to where some people thought that it was a slightly darker red or had like a hint of purple in it or something, and like, it doesn't. It's the same red as Sideswipe, but it somehow looks darker with the white and the slightly darker colors, with the black being there instead of the gray. Like, I don't know. I've Houdini'd everyone. It's the same. And then here he is with my normal Earth mode one, which that looks horribly out of focus. How did that happen? But yeah, overall, this isn't too difficult of a custom. It like I said, it involves a ton of prep work in terms of just masking everything, and then I had to fix all the extra little bits of paint that just like ran off, or just the mask that didn't quite work. But I do think overall, this is nice. I think it does just enough for the look to pass off as a Shattered Glass Ricochet. But yeah. Anyways, that is pretty much all I have to say. So, please return to check out my channel for more video and custom reviews. So please don't forget to subscribe. You can also come check out my Facebook and Twitter pages. Links in the description below. And this is the 14th Prime, signing out.